Good to see you. I bought a Sony Music Centre with what was left over from my university grant that I got in 1979. So yeah, it's a no-brainer. It was a lot cheaper to go to university at the end of the 1970s and the early 1980s. I went to Mansfield College, Oxford in 1979 and I got a grant. It was a means-tested grant of £1,200, and from that grant I had to pay accommodation fees for the first year of £160 per term, so a total of £480. But those fees, they actually included half of the meals, so a pretty good deal really. Now, I was told by friends, family, even the teachers, that you're going to be a poor student when you get to university. So I was quite frugal and quite surprised to find out that at the end of the year I had all this cash left from my grant. So yeah, why not spend it on a music centre? I estimate that the total grant I got over the 3 years was somewhere around the £4,200 mark, maybe a bit less. And that grant easily paid for all my accommodation costs and my food and anything else I wanted to do during my time at university. And of course I didn't end up with the student debt hanging over me for the rest of my working life. If you put the £4,200 into an inflation calculator, you will see that today that's equivalent of anything between £18,000 and £25,000. I estimate it's about £23,000, but you will easily end up with a student loan debt of £50,000 for a 3-year course today. And this is how you got your tuition fees of £9,250, so multiply that by 3, you get £27,000, etc. You got your maintenance loan, but that's going to be at least £8,000, so 3 times that, 24. So there you go, you got £51,750 debt for 3 years. Now with this student loan plan 5, they're saying that up to 61% of people will eventually repay their student loan, whereas before they were saying, with previous plans, they were saying over 80% probably won't. I don't see how you can actually come up with these figures. We're talking very long time scales, very different situations. I think it's almost impossible to calculate the number of people that will actually pay it back. But with the previous system, they wiped out the debt after 30 years, and now they've changed it to they're going to wipe out your debt if you've not repaid it after 40 years. So how are you actually going to repay this student debt then? Well, you need a job, of course, and yeah, naturally, like most of you, you'll start on a decent salary, annual salary of 65k per year. From that 65k per year, they subtract a threshold of 25,000 for plan 5 and take the difference between that threshold and your salary, which is 40,000 in this case, and you will repay 9% of that difference. That is £3,600. Now, as I previously said, your student debt could easily be in the region of £50,000. But what interest are they going to charge you on that? Well, they'll charge you 7.3% at the moment, so that for the year is £3,650 interest. Hang on a minute, I hear you say, that's 50 quid more than I've just repaid back. They've charged me 50 quid interest more than I've paid back in the year. The important point here is that the amount you repay is not really linked to the size of the loan. It's more linked to your salary and the interest rate and whatever threshold they decide to set. The better way to look at this is actually a graduation tax, a 9% graduation tax above a certain threshold. It's an additional tax that you'll be paying for the rest of your working life, more than likely. Of course, they can always change the rules on you in future, and they probably will do. I think students get a pretty hard deal these days compared to how we had it at the end of the 70s, early 80s. I mean, things changed drastically in 1998. That's when the fees came in, interestingly enough, under a Labour government under Tony Blair. But there you go anyway. It is what it is. Hope you enjoyed my little summary, my little comparison of the two eras. Thank you very much for watching, and if you did enjoy the video or found it useful, please give it a like and a subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.